It's not about who you are to society. It's about why your soul has chosen to incarnate here under these stars. My name is Stacy Patrice. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to get right to it. One of the main reasons that I follow sidereal astrology is because of the soul implications that are found in the journey of understanding your chart. Tropical astrology, being very Western focused and still useful in Western context, also bridges the context of your role, your success, your achievement, your ego, your facing persona, all of these things that are literally the focus of success in the West and how you understand that focus. In sidereal, the way that I practice sidereal astrology, I am looking at my soul's journey. I'm paying attention to what is happening throughout the course of this lifetime while I am here and why that is intricately connected to whatever the heck is going on here. Again, why did the soul choose to incarnate under these stars at this time? This time is a very specific time, may be familiar to previous times, but it is a very specific time with configurations that may not happen again for multiple years. So why are you here to experience this now? This particular time of you incarnating under this particular configuration of your natal chart that you came in here with at the calculations that are appropriate for how the earth is moving. Why did you come here with these significators at this time? What is in it for you to remember when you take a look at yourself through a cosmic lens? Looking at yourself from an ego lens is easy and cheap. It's everywhere, right? You can conjure up whatever you want about yourself. You can call yourself whatever you want. You can say you're the greatest and the best and the most foremost expert, and you can say you're better in business than everybody. You can say whatever you like. But somewhere in that process, ask yourself, what are you really saying when you put yourself as special? Because sidereal astrology doesn't find you to be special in the way that tropical astrology will gas you up, right? Sidereal astrology is not platforming the ego. It is not putting your ego in the forefront so you can be like, this is who I am, and this is why I'm the best because I am this sign and this. It's not doing any of that. It's saying, like all of the rest of us, here is the glitter that you have for your life. And here is some of the mud that comes with it. And then this person has glitter and mud, and this person has glitter and mud. And the way that we are to understand that there is no advantageous position as far as your soul is concerned. Your soul is not saying, oh, I wish I had less mud so I can be the glitter that I know I am. Your soul's not saying that. Your ego may be saying that, but your soul is in the position of knowing that that mud, as we say in yogic tradition, that lotus only grows with the mud. You don't get a lotus without the mud. So the mud is important in understanding that level, like the kind of mud that you have in your specific configuration is also important. Don't ever believe you just need to look at the facade and go off of that. The facade is for other people. What is going on with you? What are you here for? What is your journey? And what is it trying to get you to see? So that you can become at peace with what is. We don't need more thoughts and anxieties on top of all that we already have to deal with in this human sphere. It's very easy and common and it gets the best of us. However, when we start to look, we should be looking for systems of support. So if you're a person who's prone to anxieties about information, what are you doing in your life to kind of control that a bit so that you're not susceptible to all of that, so that you can actually hear and remember? Because the key of sidereal, in my experience, again, in the way that I practice it, is memory. It is remembering. Wait a minute. Pattern recognition, revolution. Okay, I get all of those things. Cycles. Okay, I get that. That's any astrology. I get that. But I'm actually looking at, like, why am I dealing with certain things that I feel I shouldn't have to deal with. And then I always remember it's like sliding in the underbelly of something. It's like going into the tunnel. And it's like looking at that and saying, like, well, down here in the tunnel or in the underbelly of what's happening, it actually isn't that bad. I'm just actually seeing the grit. I'm seeing the dirtiest parts of it. I don't necessarily like seeing it, but it is essential for me to understand what my connection to it is, why I'm seeing it, and maybe to start to understand what it's for in the future if that's something I want to look at. But I am not as obsessed about trying to line up my life and control my life line for line, bar for bar, and be like, okay, this is what's going to happen this month. I am not, y'all. I'm not interested in that because the part of me that is the yogini in all of this understands that she has to find a way to remain stable no matter what the fluctuations of the world are, no matter who is in office, no matter how people are acting, no matter who are the people that I meet and the places that I go, and just have a bit of insight from that experience of those cycles happening again and again and again. And knowing why I keep responding to them the same way. And when I am in a loop that feels like a trap versus when I am going to liberate myself and allow myself to choose, see, and experience something different. These are the fruits of sidereal astrology to me. We all have karmas, which is why we are here. We all have them. And the hand that we have, we don't have a lot of say in our experience of it, but we can change our relationship to it. See, and that's two different things. It's very intricate. Things can be happening everywhere all at once, inside, outside. None of that means that this is your final form. None of that means that, oh, well, since I have this, oh, well, I give up. I guess this is just how it's going to be. None of us have to say that. And so your will and your intelligence and your self-study and your determination is so critically important because this involves you having the responsibility of looking at yourself and looking at yourself in such a way that you actually can find love for yourself no matter what is happening. I don't care what's happening. It might be rough when you're going through it, but did you repair yourself to love? You know what? One of the most interesting things that I go through on a regular basis is as I'm learning and I know that I'm healing and evolving because I am still learning and I can see it taking shape in my life and I'm changing things in my life and I am not the sister I used to be. And people can see it and they comment on it. And it doesn't mean it's always a compliment. Sometimes people want the older version of you, and that is what it is, but it's also because you're not sitting still. So maybe sometimes people can't keep up with the revolutions. But here's what I'm here to tell you. Every year you are a new revolution. So at the very least, you have to understand that as you have your next and your next and your next revolution around the sun, this is like a video game in the sense that like you still have life left. You still have the ability to go on this adventure and this journey and explore and see what's out there for you. But if you don't see it that way, you may not see the purpose in it. You may like get upset about how things are happening because why is this happening to me? And it's like, well, it's happening to you because the development that you'll get from what is happening will be for you exclusively. This is before you share it and be a leader. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about your self study, your study of yourself, your soul understanding, your consciousness that you are a soul, that you have the ability to remember things you've never physically experienced and do, that you can see things that you can't make sense of because you didn't send yourself that message. And why is it coming to me? The fact that you can see things that other people don't see and you're looking at the same thing and you're getting insight from it and the people around you may not. But this is because you are having an individualized experience. It doesn't mean you're not with everybody else, but you are having an individualized experience. And your sidereal astrology journey and chart is going to show you lots and lots of layers. It's like a lasagna, these layers of stacked on top of each other, corresponding with each other, of what it is that you're looking at. And I'm not, of course, I'm not just talking about the planets, the houses, and the constellations, although there is plenty information there, especially in a calculation that is up to date. Plenty of information there, layers of depth, lots of interconnections between environment, mind, body, soul, lots of interconnections. But when we take that ego and move it out of the way, we get to the divinity of a thing. And the divinity of the thing is the thing that I get excited about because the divinity of it is like, you are so dope. Do you talk to yourself about the fact that this thing came together for you this lifetime? Look at your resources. Look at how grace has held you. Look at the people that you've met in your life that came at the opportune times to talk to you about what it is you were going through. Look at the things that happened to you that you survived and the ways in which you can take that wisdom, that knowledge, and understanding and move forward with clarity. Oh my God, are you sleeping on that? Look at the design of your life. Y'all, I could talk about this all day emotionally because I have seen it with my eyes. It is nothing to play with to remember who the heck you are. It's nothing to play with. It's nothing to play with. Remembering who you are affords you something that some people call a luxury, which is just something that's sitting right in front of your face, and you just have to learn how to see it. You have to bring it into your awareness. You have to respond to it and integrate it when you are having real life situations. This doesn't mean you're going to be mastered at it just because you bring it into your life. We are still growing and moving. And as we do, the most important thing to know is that you have an imprint. You are here. And when you leave, you would have been here. And you will still, on some level, be here. If that's not miraculous enough to have you take a look and be a little curious, I'm definitely not your people. Because that is definitely the way that I feel life becomes oh so magical and important because there is more to what you see than the final form of what you're seeing. And you are a part of that equation. You are a part of that equation in contribution. You are a part of that equation in consciousness. And you are also a part of that equation in composition. So what you're made of must be necessary at this time. Don't hide or try and deny it. What you're made of is necessary, if for no one else, but for you at first and those that surround you, those that you have the ability to touch. It's so good. And I don't think for a moment that, and I've noticed that a lot of people don't look at astrology this way or don't want to look at astrology. Now, I'm not one of those creepy people that's looking at your chart and trying to predict things and trying to tell you, when it's all going to be done. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't put my mouth on nobody's destiny in that way. My mouth connected to people's destiny is in the communication, in the translation, so that you can get the understanding. That's all I care about. You will have journeys and teachers and experiences and failures and great grand successes that you may not even know are any of those labels because it is just life happening and you are showing up and responding to it. And in some instances, you are preemptively responding to it. And the better that you get at this process of acceptance and non-attachment and all of these yogic principles that I bring into my astrology practice that you may also bring into your practice, the better you get at understanding that in order to actualize yourself, it's got to be a little uncomfortable. There has to be a little bit of breakthrough that has to happen, Lotus, in order for you to really see the divine quality of something. We should all get busy. What are we waiting for? And that's why I stopped waiting because it was just sitting there with me. And I was like, this doesn't feel right. Why would I know this if it was just for me? As I said in a previous video, it's like I didn't get the light just to turn it on so I can read. It's for everybody. It's for everybody if I open up that way, if I have the capacity to open up that way, if I live my life in such a way that I am leading in that truth, then it's for everybody that I encounter. And it's also for the people I don't encounter if they pick up on it. So I'm just saying that to say, like, me saying you're dope is not ego. Me saying you're dope is fact, right? It's not an opinion. It's a fact. You are divine essence in physical form. Is that not what we praise all the time? Is that not what we talk about all the time? Is that not what we are in awe of that we can't fully explain, but we can sense and we can feel? And let's get to the sensing and the feeling of the thing, man. Like, let's get to it. Like, let's run to the sensing and the feeling of a thing. And let's get to the intricacies and the layers of your lasagna. Let's get to finding out what those layers look like for you. Let's comb through it, fine tooth. Let's get through it until there are no lumps, clumps, and clusters remaining. Let's comb through it and let's magnetize the people that can help us walk in that walk. Come on, we got to get to this. There's something special happening right now as people are awakening and becoming more conscious of the truth that is their life. As people are finding themselves up against the wall with no other options that they have previously relied upon. People are getting inventive, creative. They are getting more imaginative. They are releasing weight. And I mean by weight, I mean they're releasing things that held them down that they called their lives. I hear the stories. I have the conversations. I know you do too. Even with myself, I have the log. I have the memory log of all the things I remember through my dreams, through my life experiences, but also my experiences with people. Also, the things that I went through in previous lifetimes become more clear when I am staying in the practice of something. And I know that that will be true for you as well. Let's get disciplined. Never thought I'd say that. Now, anybody who knows me, I never thought those words would come out my mouth. Let's get disciplined. The free spirit talking about let's get disciplined because there's some liberation in that discipline. Because once you get disciplined, you have the ability to be free. Come on. Your discipline allows you to be free. It's your grounding so you can fly. Everybody's wings get tired sometimes. All weather doesn't allow you to fly in the best of ways. Some weather will actually have you take shelter. Some weather will actually have you have to land for a while and search for things on land that you can't get in the sky or that your advantage when you were flying helped you to see. That's what this is. So don't let the cosmic weather be any different. Don't let where your place is in this great cosmos go without notice, go without honor, go without understanding, without relationship. That's that's unfortunate. If you allow your being to go without relationship, and again, I'm not talking about other people yet. That's just an out picture of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you having the ability to be connected to all that there is. And your hunger for that is what's most important. And I'm talking to me too, which is why I am having this conversation to begin with, is because this has been my experience. And we can't change what we didn't know when we didn't know it. We all have wild experiences at some point that we're like, man, I wish I would have known this then. Well, you didn't. But now you know. And you didn't know it then so that you could find out. That's the craziest part when you figure that out. I didn't know then, so I could find out. How was I going to find out if I didn't have an experience that required me to experience it? I found out. I don't like the way I found out. I don't like how what it took for me. I don't like how long it took. And yet here I am, still taking up space, still having this composition, this character, and this curiosity in my identity. Salute. Salute. Maybe drop in the comments. for me and for others, because it is about our sharing. Maybe drop in the comments about what your point of realization was about what I'm talking about. What was the point when you realized, and if you were today years old, please drop that in the comments. But what was the point that you realized that your curiosity and your journey, whether it was in astrology or in life in general and learning and development, was about trying to remember the things that people cannot tell you about yourself? And of course, we've got ancestral memory, we've got past life memory, we've got, dreams and things that restore memory. We have all of these abilities, but I always am talking about soul memory. I'm always talking about you remembering and me remembering that who I came here as has a specific task and specific things to do. And there are specific experiences that are going to help us to develop that task and those things to do, those duties. And without that, it just kind of leaves a shell of an existence, which is what people talk about when they talk about a lack of fulfillment. They're really saying whatever it is that I really need to know, I don't have access to it. And I don't even know where to start. And therefore, I don't know who I am. And that's where those comments come from, is because they don't have any memory-based practices. They don't have the consciousness often yet about who they are beyond the physical, beyond the facade. And it's so important to get there. It's so important to be about your business moving in that direction, because that direction is the direction that is going to color everything else when you are around other people. What you do by yourself ends up being the thing that you do when you are with other people. And I don't mean this like, oh, when I'm by myself, I chill, I watch TV, but when I'm with other people, I'm very talkative. It doesn't quite work like that, because whatever you do when you're by yourself is your practice. I don't care what you call it, it is your practice. Some people would say it's your religion. So whatever it is you do when you're by yourself is very telling, because it is very much the thing that you will do when you encounter other people. And why is that? Because it's magnetic. So whatever you do the most of, it is going to magnetize to other people. If you watch a lot of shows, then when you talk to people, y'all gonna be talking about shows. Y'all gonna be talking about what you saw and how you saw. And some people are gonna think it's frivolous, and they're gonna be like, oh gosh, why are they talking about this? Because it is your practice. You have been doing it. And so you are having a voice in your practice because you are one of the people who practice it. And then you connect with other people who practice it. And you ever notice how when you're doing that, there are people that are not in that conversation? It's because it's not their practice. And that's how life moves. You have to be in whatever your practice is how you're going to magnetize other people toward you that are about the same things in life. So you should be looking at your practices. What am I practicing? Maybe that's a question to put in the comments as well. What am I practicing? Maybe answer that, because whatever you're practicing is going to bring more of it. And some of your practices are by obligation, responsibility, and habit, and they have not been intentionally and consciously selected by you yet. Therefore, when other people meet you, they are talking about things that you should have let go of a long time ago, and you can't figure out why you don't connect with people anymore. Y'all, I gotta turn this thing off because I'm about to go on another. I want to make sure you watch this to the end. If you watched it to the end, answer in the comments what it is that you heard about yourself. Because if I keep going, okay, if I keep going, y'all make sure you stay liking, commenting, subscribing to my channel. Again, I am Stacy Patrice. If you are interested in getting a consultation from me in Sidereal Astrology, reach out to me via my website, stacypatrice.com. If you are interested in joining my course, go ahead to my website, register for that. And if there are any other things I have going on during the year, which there might be a plethora of things that you can enjoy from wherever you are, classes, courses, conversations, experiences in different parts of the world, as well as things that we all need to remember, have, and host for ourselves. I look forward to connecting with you because you're dope. Right? You're dope. So I look forward to connecting with you, and I will definitely look forward to seeing you at the next video. Peace.